Hello guys, in the last videos we have seen where argue method and variable argument method contained and its total details we completed. By this total methods part is completed inside the Java. Now in this video we are going to see procedure to create object. Procedure to create objects in Java. How objects are going to be created in Java applications. First of all, before going to create objects inside Java applications, first of all tell me what exactly the requirement to create objects in Java. What is the need to create objects in Java? Because of three reasons we are going to create objects. What are the three reasons to create objects here? Now point number one, Java is an object oriented programming language. Java is an object oriented programming language. Okay, in Java applications everything is associated with objects only. So because of that reason it is mandatory to create objects. It is required to create objects. If you want to perform any operation inside our Java applications, definitely we have to create objects. This is what exactly the requirement to create an object. This is point number one. Next one is, another reason is which one? To store data in Java applications temporarily. To store data in Java applications temporarily. Which data? To store data. Data I am saying that. Then which data? Entities data. Maybe student data temporarily, or employee data temporarily, or customer data temporarily, or product data temporarily, or account data temporarily. So all these are entities. If you want to store entities data temporarily in Java applications, we have to create objects. This is another reason. Good. Next one, point number three. To access members of a particular class. To access members of a particular class, again we require which one there? Object, and where we require reference variable. So what exactly the requirement to create objects there? What the main intention to create objects? The main intention to create objects in Java is, now there are the three reasons here. What are the three reasons here now? Java is an object oriented programming language. In Java applications everything is associated with objects only. So if you want to perform every operation inside the Java applications, definitely objects are required. That's why objects are mandatory. To store entities data in Java applications temporarily, we require objects. That means the data will be stored temporarily only. How can we say it's a temporarily? No. How long objects are going to be created? How long objects are going to be available in our Java application? How long the Java program is running? Up to that only objects are going to be available. Once our Java program is executed totally, once it is terminated its execution part completely, where objects are not going to be available. So it's not like Oracle database, or it's not like MySQL database like this. So if the database are like that, then data will be permanent. But here my object is going to be available how long my Java program is going to be executed. So object memory is a temporary memory only. So entities data will be stored inside this object up to some temporary purpose only. Next one is, to access members of a particular class we need object. Why? Because we know already one fundamental point here. In a particular class, if you want to access the members of a particular class there, definitely we need reference variable. By using reference variable only we are able to access members of the respective class clearly. It's okay. These are the reasons why we have to create object. Okay, fine, good. But how am I able to create object? We understood what exactly the reasons why we are creating object. That's okay. But how it is possible to create objects in Java? So if you want to create objects in Java, here what we have to do there? We need to use a particular syntax. What exactly the syntax here we are going to use to create objects there? For a particular class only we are going to create object anyway. So first of all here we have to write which one? Class name. Here we have to write. First one is which one there? No, class name. We have to write there. Okay, fine. Along with the class name here we have to write which one there? No, reference variable. Class name space reference variable is equal to new class name. Here we have to provide, and constructor. This is parenthesis. Inside this parenthesis here we are able to provide which one they know? Param values also here we are able to provide. Param values, any number of param values here optionally here we are able to provide. So right sir, now this is what exactly this syntax to create object. First one is which one there? Class name. Here we have to use. Next one is which one? Reference variable is equal to new keyword. Along with the new keyword here we have to use which one? Class name. The next one is which one there? Parenthesis. Then inside this parenthesis, optionally we have to provide some parameter values. Recognize this one. After this new keyword, class name, parameter list here we provide it now. Exactly this part is called as which one? Constructor in our classes now. Exactly this particular part is called as which one? Constructor in our classes directly. So this is what exactly the meaning of which one? The syntax of which one? The respective object creation statement. So what exactly the syntax here? Once again we have to understand it now. Now class name here we have to use to which class we want to create an object. Next one is the reference variable. It able to store object reference value is equal to new keyword. New is a keyword here which includes the total object creation process. The new keyword is including the total object creation process. How object is going to be created by JVM, the total functionality is embedded inside this which one there? No, new keyword. Next one is which one there? Constructor of the respective class. Alright, later on we are going to discuss constructors also, but time being we can understand constructor is a Java feature. It can be used to provide initial values inside the object. The main intention of the constructor is to provide initial values inside the object. Further purpose only, here we are having which one there? No, this constructor. We need to call this constructor along with which keyword here? No, new keyword here we have to call along with our, that means our constructor. This is what exactly the syntax here we have to use to create an object for the respective classes in Java applications. Okay sir, then how we are able to create objects now? I want to go for a small representation for object creation. Now try to recognize this clearly. Right sir, for example, I want to take a class. What exactly in the class name here I am going to take now? For example, class A I have taken. Class A. Inside this class A, I have taken. Right sir, insert this class K into I variable. Next one is float f is equal to 20.22f char c semicolon. Next one, here I am going to take which one? Constructor also. Constructor also here I want to take. What exactly the constructor here we want to prepare now? A class constructor. Now inside this A class constructor, we want to provide initialization for C is equal to like which one there? Capital B for example. Okay. Now like this some other methods here we can take. Variables, constructors and some other methods. If we require any method, we can take that method directly. This is my class A. Here we have taken. Okay, fine. Next one is after completion of this, now I want to write which one? Main class. Here I want to provide which one there? No, main class. Observe carefully. This is my main class here. Class test. Inside this class test, here we have to go for which one there? Public static void main string array args. Inside this public static void main string array args, simply here we have to use which one there? A small a is equal to new a constructor. So this is an object creation statement that I have written inside this main method. It's okay. Now this is exactly which one? No, our main class. Here we have to understand. Next one is I need to use command prompt to execute our Java program. To compile and execute our Java program here, we have to use which one? No, command prompt here. This is about our command prompt. Right sir. Here only we are going to write our Java commands. Now this is CMD. Inside this we have to go for the location where our Java program is existed here in a command prompt here d:/ and core Java. Then where Java C space for example test.java like this here we provided. Next one is which one? Whenever we provided this test.java, compiler will take this total Java file test.java. Compiler will perform compilation. When compilation is completed, two .class files are created. At which location the two dot class files are created here now? In our system hard disk, these two dot class files are created. Just assume it, this is about our system hard disk here. Now inside this system hard disk here, what we are getting there? Directly d:/core Java. It is existed. Now inside these two dot class files here, we are able to get. What are the two dot class files here we are getting there now? First one is which one? Directly a dot class, and second one is directly is which one here now? Test dot class. Two dot class files here are going to be created at the same current location. This is system hard disk, not main memory. Test dot class, and other one is which one there now? A dot class here. Right, so test dot class, and other one is which one there now? A dot class. That we are getting clearly. It's okay. Then after that, after completion of this, now another point here we have to recognize, in Java overall 5 types of memories are available. Overall 5 types of memories are available in our memory management system inside the Java, but at present we required only 3 types of memories. We don't require 5 types of memories here. Only 3 types of memories here we required. What exactly the 3 types of memories here? Just I want to go for memory management system. This is totally memory management system in Java. Right, sir. This is memory management system. This is memory management system. Now inside this memory management system, mainly I require 3 types of memories. First one is, this is which one? Method area. This is method area. Okay. Next one is, after completion of this method area, this is stack memory. This is stack memory. Next one. Next one is which one? Heap memory. After this is stack memory, now it is which one? There no heap memory. Heap memory. So this is overall memory management system here what we are having to prepare, that means to create objects. And while executing Java programs also, these 3 memories are active memories, no? Definitely we require these 3 types of memories here. Remaining 2 more types of memories are available. In this context, we don't require the remaining memories, no? Just I required only these 3 types of memories here clearly. Next one is which one? Then after that, here we need to have which one? Then no JVM. This is JVM. Definitely this JVM will be activated when we execute Java command and command prompt here. This is JVM. Okay, when it will be activated there, whenever we are executing Java command and command prompt, automatically the JVM will be activated clearly. Right, sir. Now this is object creation statement here, object creation process. Object creation process here we provided now. Up to now, just what we completed there, up to now here, what exactly the content here we completed up to now. If you observe this point here, first of all I given the content is which one? Object creation process, procedure to create object. That is our today's topic now. Now inside this here, what I have given there, first of all I given the point like which one? What is the main intention of creating objects in Java? So there I have given nearly 3 points. The main intention of creating Java, the main intention of creating objects in Java is, Java is an object-oriented programming language. In Java applications, everything is associated with objects only. Every operation is going to be performed with the objects only. So because of this reason, so object creation is mandatory inside our Java programming here. Next one is which one there? To store entities data in Java applications temporarily, again we have to create objects. Why? Because objects are going to be created in heap memory. Heap memory is available from which one there? No, RAM memory. RAM memory is which one? Can no temporary storage no. And moreover, if we store data inside this object in Java applications, how long this data is going to be available? How much time the data is going to be exist in our Java application? How much time that object is exist inside our Java application? Up to the time the data is existed now. Okay. How much time that object is available inside the Java application now? nearly that total data is exists inside this object up to how much time, how long we are going to execute our program, max up to the time only these objects are going to be available. Even if you are providing dereferencing for this particular object, if we cut off the reference value for this object, no, automatically the garbage collector will destroy this object. So definitely the data which is stored inside the object is which one there, no, temporary storage area only. Next one is, if you want to access the members of any particular class, we have to use which one there, no, like object. We must create object, then only we are able to access it. Next one is syntax of creating object is which one there, class name reference variable is equal to new class name parameter list here we are able to provide. Depending on the constructor here what we are having, on the basis of that only the respective content is going to be provided. Next one is, I prepared a small diagram here. Inside this diagram here we are having class and JVM and command prompt. Three types of memories are available, memory management system and a hard disk is available. Just we compiled our program. We did not execute this program here, just we compiled our program directly. When we compile this program, two .class files are generated. One is test.class file, another one is which one they know, like directly we can say, and a.class file is existed here now. So just for our understanding purpose, I am typing these zeros and ones here to represent this bytecode, but really bytecode is not exist in the form of only zeros and ones here. Along with zeros and ones might be some different symbols here we are able to have. This is what exactly the structure to prepare an object here. Right. In the next video, I am going to continue the creation, the total internal flow of execution of creating object directly.